Hey YouTube, you guys know me as Brandon Red, and this is Ramen Noodle Budgets, where I try and show you usually how to make things as cheap as you possibly can. But this video is going to be very different. So as you can see here, my hair is ridiculously long. Look at that lovely little rat tail in the back. And when I say long, I mean long. I've seen a lot of haircut videos for quarantine right now, and people's hair is like, it has to be less than an inch. And no, my hair, I have not had a haircut in 6 months. I got one December 27th and then put it off. So the first thing you want to do is just shampoo your hair, and here's me being an idiot shampooing my hair in the sink because I thought that would be productive when it wasn't. Let me tell you, this is probably the most foolproof, easy method. I've never cut my own hair before. I always get it cut professionally, like by someone I've seen for over a decade, but it was killing me. So you're gonna need these little hair clips. I got everything at Meijer. I literally made an order and just shipped everything using the app Shipt. I didn't have it shipped, like someone went and bought it for me. Really important step here. So you're going to want to part the sides and the back from the hair on the top, if that makes any sense. And then you're going to use clips to hold it up top. So as you can see here, I'm kind of just placing, like I'm kind of parting everything so that I have the sides separate from the top. It'll make it so much easier, take as much time. I took like 15 minutes just to get this right. It's really important. I bought this really cheap. It was like $30, like 22 piece haircut set. It's fantastic. It has everything you need. The first thing you do need to do with any type of razor though is you need to lubricate the top two sections as well as the base. And I'm gonna start with a 8. So they come usually going down to 8 all the way to a number 2. I'm starting as high as I possibly could because like I said, I've never done this, and I wanted to just kind of layer it down as I go. And a lot of people are having trouble. I watched videos where they start at like a 4 and they're like, why isn't it blending? And it's usually because their hair is too thick or something. So what you're going to do is start at like the base of the hair and make this upward kind of rolling motion. You don't want to go over your head, obviously. You want to, once you get towards the top, pull it outwards. It's really important because you want to keep hair towards the actual hairline parting. Now, the back is kind of difficult. You can't really see it, but I'm holding a mirror and looking kind of through a mirror at a mirror. You know how it works. I also have a whole bunch of lights in here. That's why you'll notice my face gets really red. It was so hot filming this, and I was also so nervous doing this. But after you kind of work on it for a while, you really do get the hang of it, and it starts to look pretty good. Also, yeah, my dumbass forgot to put on a towel. Also, I would recommend putting down some like garbage bags on the floor because I had a lot of cleanup. I then went on to a number 7, and I pretty much did the exact same thing. As you can see here, I was getting a lot more comfortable with it. I was trying to like kind of, you see how here I'm kind of pulling it up and kind of ending it pretty quickly when I pull it out. Eventually, I will start, sorry, I hiccuped. Eventually, I will start getting closer to that parting so that it's a little less of like a bowl cut that it looks like right now. But like I said, I was kind of just getting used to it. Take your time. There's no rush when doing this. I took about 2 hours to do this entire haircut when it would normally take like 25 minutes at any other, haircut place. But you know what? It was fun. It was worth it. And then continue to brush it out to see what it really looks like. Sometimes you push the hairs up with like the guard, and it kind of looks like the hair is higher or poofier than it is, but it is usually just because it's pushed up. I was surprised how well the back if you really keep a fluid motion and you keep it consistent, doing the back is pretty easy as long as you, like I said, keep it at the same level. Don't go too high, and really make sure you can see what you're doing. If you can't see what you're doing, don't eyeball it or use your fingers or something. Really make sure that you can see it so you don't mess up the top or the back. So that's with a 7, and I was actually really happy. I kept getting to a point where I was like, should I stop here? But I didn't. I eventually go all the way down to a 3, and you'll obviously see that. And now I'm at the 6. And what's important here that I unfortunately didn't, I swear I thought I filmed it, but the footage is missing. After I did this 6, there's a lever on the side of this type of razor. I know some of them don't have it, but it's really useful for micro adjustments. So right now I have it always in the closed position. So when you look at it, it's like the razor part of it retracts, but when you push it up, it goes closer to the guard, if that makes any sense. It's just like kind of making micro adjustments. What I would do is after I do it closed with the razor part back, I would put the lever up, or I guess in the opener, I really don't know. I'm trying to just kind of use terms that people would understand. And I would try and blend in the kind of top to shaven section, and that seemed to really help. Like as you can see here, it looks a lot more blended than it did a second ago, and it's because I did that. So now here I'm going in with the 5, and like I said, you just constantly repeat this step. And I'm not sweating here, I just splashed water on my face because it was so hot. I'm not that gross, I never sweat. You know me. But yeah, you're really just going to want to repeat this. That's what makes this so easy. Now the 4 is where things get pretty serious and it gets short. So if at the 5, if you feel okay to stop, I would then just jump down to like the 2 and 3 just to clean up the edges. But I really wanted to see how far I could take it, and I know a lot of people used 4, and I'm almost certain when I get my haircut, we usually go in with a 4. I did hit a few different snags here with hairs falling over that did unfortunately get cut, and I had to clean those up later. But yeah, same thing here. You're really just trying to keep that up. And as you can see, I'm trying to go a little bit higher to really kind of bring down that floof on the sides. But you do want that floof on the sides. Otherwise, if you kind of just shave all the way up and you don't layer it, it's going to puff out when it grows out. And that's not a nick in the back. That's actually a scar. I have one on the side of my head and one on the back of my head. Don't know what caused them. So yeah, there you can see a few hairs had fallen down that I accidentally hit. No big deal, I kind of just shaved them up and they ended up just coming back. Using the 3, I forgot to show the front, so this is right when I'm at the back. What you're going to do is you're just going to bring this to the edges and about a quarter of the way up from where you have been previously shaving. Just to kind of layer the haircut up just a bit. Here it does look a little crazy, but I promise it gets great. Yeah, I was getting really into it. I got to a point where I was feeling really confident about it. Now here's a 2. I'm literally just using this right on the edges just to add that fade to the sideburns, as well as like some of the other areas like the back and the sides. The only thing I don't do in this video that I'm gonna have someone help me with tomorrow is shape the back, because you do need someone to do that for you unless you're really skilled. As you can see, I was like really clunky trying to hold that thing behind my head because it's, you know, like you're looking at a mirror, everything's flip-flopped, so it does make it quite difficult. But as you can see, I'm kind of doing it to the sides. Don't go too high up or you're going to mess everything up. I then took out all of those lovely little hair clips to really see where I was at. I thought I would need to do a lot more work. I just kind of want to see how things were looking like, I don't know, with everything down. And once I put the rest of my hair out, I was shocked like how well or how good it came out. Like I said, this was the first time I ever cut my hair, ever doing anything like this. So, yeah, that was a weird small comb that came with the kit. I went back to my normal brush. The kit was really nice. It comes with like hair cutting scissors, like the 6 or 7 different adjustment comb or guards, and a whole bunch of clips I didn't know were actually in there, and some combs. Yeah, so I'm kind of brushing everything over, and I don't know, like if you can see it in my face, but I was like, damn, okay, this came out okay. Here I'm using thinning shears. Now, I had this for cosplay wigs just to thin them out, but I'm really just, it has like a comb edge and then a blade, so that it's not cutting all the hairs, just some of them, like I guess a half of the hairs. And I'm doing this just to try and thin out the area where the comb over is going to be, so it's not crazy poofy. And this worked really, really well. I kind of just went through, and as you can see, kind of snipped as I went, and then sometimes took a big chunk. And that really helped to even out the texture and make it look a lot less like a crazy. It's a very disconnected cut, but it worked pretty well. Now here I'm being stupid. I tried to cut out like sections, and then I'm cutting upwards, and I unfortunately can't see it. So don't ever cut across, or it's gonna look really cheap, or like you did it yourself. If you cut upwards, it's gonna look really clean and natural. It's what they do in the actual haircuts. So here I just got out of the shower. I shampooed and conditioned with coconut conditioner. Love that stuff. It really makes my hair feel super healthy. It's important to get out of those little tiny hairs that you just shaved off out of your scalp or off your neck. Then what you're going to do to style it, it's really important styling. A lot of times like people cut their hair and then they think it looks bad because it's really flat. You want to brush your hair in the opposite direction you plan on having the comb over, and you're going to blow dry it in the opposite direction, because when you push it back, it's going to create massive volume. This is how I do it with all my hair, as you can see. Yeah, so when I push it back to that side, there's quite a bit of volume there. My hair dryer in this bathroom in particular is super slow, so it took me like 8 minutes to actually blow dry all this hair, and I had to keep going back. So I recommend getting a really high powerful one just to get this quickly. You could also let this air dry. You'll actually get better volume if you just comb it over and then leave it until it's completely air dried. You'll get a lot better volume. I don't know why it seems to work better that way, but I think it just has longer time to dry. Now here I'm using a styling fiber. This is literally the Great Value Walmart brand because I could not find Crew. I've been out of it since the quarantine started. get like a pea-sized amount, rub it between your hands, and then rub it all through the hair, including the sides, to help if you have like any weird stragglers or anything, push it down. And if something looks out of place or something looks a little wrong, like I saw a few spots that maybe I want to go back, like I said, you have the haircutting kit. You can do it yourself tomorrow. Like I'm gonna fix up the back tomorrow and make sure it looks perfect. But like I said, for the first time, for a 2-hour haircut, never doing this before, super easy, foolproof method. I really don't think you can mess this up. And if you think you really will mess it up, have someone help you, because like doing the back, like I said, is a little clunky, but it's such an easy motion of moving your hands and pulling it out to create this look. And it really made my head feels like 10 pounds lighter. Out here I'm throwing in just a little bit of hairspray. That's not like a haircut thing. I do this every day. I like my hair being like super solid when I'm working on stuff, especially if you guys watch any of my other videos. You know, I work on pretty heavy projects, so it's great to have my hair not in my face. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you try this haircut, I hope it works well for you. I've never, like I said, like I keep repeating, never done this before. It was really easy for me. So yeah, there's the final product. Feel free to subscribe, guys, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and have a safe quarantine.